aced something, maybe a presentation, just nailed it, but then afterwards you kind of felt, I don't know, a bit empty.
Oh, yeah. Or the opposite, right? Maybe you messed something up pretty badly, spilled the coffee, whatever, but deep down you still felt okay, basically okay.
Exactly. And that weird feeling, that disconnect, it often points to something really interesting we're diving into today. The difference between confidence and self-esteem.
Yeah, it's a difference that often gets blurred, doesn't it? We use the words almost interchangeably in everyday talk,
Right. As if they're the same thing.
but they're really not. And the source we're looking at, called Confidence versus Self-Esteem, a distinction, it really lays out how they're distinct psychological ideas. Connected, definitely, but different.
So our mission today is to sort of untangle these two, understand what makes them tick separately and why knowing that difference actually matters for, personal growth, resilience, that kind of thing.
Precisely. Let's get into it.
Okay, so starting with the basics from the source. Confidence, essentially, it boils down to belief in your ability. That feeling of, yeah, I think I can handle this, whether it's, I don't know, learning software or tackling some tricky project.
Right. And then self-esteem, that's different. It's the belief in your basic worth, your value just as a person.
Like, I'm okay fundamentally, regardless of what you're doing or achieving.
Exactly. It's about your existence,
Yeah.
not just your actions. So the source stresses they operate on different levels.
Confidence is more external, about what you can do, task focus.
Yeah, task-oriented. And self-esteem is more internal, about who you are, existence-oriented.
Okay. So confidence often gets a boost from results,
Yeah.
right? You think I can do this, you succeed, and boom, more confidence in that area.
Right, it's a performance loop. Success reinforces the belief you can succeed again. But interestingly, some research hints that just racking up successes, building that specific confidence, doesn't always automatically boost your deeper sense of self-worth.
Ah, that's fascinating. So you could be amazing at your job, super confident there, but still feel kind of shaky underneath about your overall value?
Absolutely, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to self-esteem's role.
How does that fit in then if it's not tied directly to performance?
Well, because it's about existence.
Ah.
It's that foundation, right? I am okay, period. Whether I succeed or fail at this particular thing, it's more about unconditional self-acceptance, your baseline.
The source had some really good analogies for this. I like the one, confidence is the stage, self-esteem is the backstage.
Yeah, that's a great one. The stage is where you perform, show your skills. That's confidence out front.
Visible.
Visible, exactly. But backstage, that's the support structure, the preparation, the core stuff that makes the performance possible. That feeling of being okay, even if the performance isn't perfect. That's self-esteem, the private belief behind the public show.
Okay. And then there was confidence is the skill, self-esteem is the attitude.
Makes sense too, right? You can practice a skill, get really good, feel confident in that skill. But your fundamental attitude towards yourself, that baseline acceptance, that's self-esteem. It's deeper.
So, you could be a technically brilliant musician, super confident playing, but maybe still struggle with feeling like you're, I don't know, good enough as a person.
Exactly that. High skill confidence doesn't automatically equal high self-worth across the board.
Got it. And the gaming ones were interesting. Confidence is the control in an action game.
Self-esteem is the narrative of an open world game.
Yeah, I liked that too.
What's the key difference there?
Well, in an action game, you master specific controls, right, to beat levels. That's like confidence mastering tools for specific challenges.
Yep.
But in an open world game, there's this bigger story. Your character's place in this huge world, their inherent value within that world, not just tied to winning the next fight. That sense of belonging and value, that's more like self-esteem. Your feeling of being okay in the grand scheme of your life. Yeah. And the last one really stuck with me. Confidence is a social navigation system. Self-esteem is the signal strength of an emotional GPS.
Ah, yeah, the reliability factor. Your confidence might tell you how to act in a social setting, like a navigation system.
But if your self-esteem, the GPS signal, is weak.
You'll still feel lost or insecure, right? Even if you know the right moves. Strong self-esteem gives you that steady, reliable inner guidance, that strong signal.
Okay, so we're seeing the distinction clearly now. But the source also talks about how confidence often relies on self-esteem. How does that work?
Well, think about it. If you have a solid base of self-esteem, that inner, I'm okay.
Then when you try something and maybe it doesn't work out.
Exactly. A setback in your confidence for that task doesn't completely floor you. Your whole sense of self isn't riding on that one outcome because your fundamental worth feels secure.
Right. And the source mentioned that confidence without that solid self-esteem foundation can be, well, fragile, built on shaky ground, as you said.
Totally. Someone might pull off something great, get external praise, feel confident for a moment.
But inside,
Inside, if that feeling of unworthiness is still there, they can't really internalize the success. Or they crumble at the first sign of failure. The confidence becomes really dependent on constant validation from outside.
that makes sense. But the flip side, the source suggests, is that high self-esteem can actually breed confidence almost naturally.
Yeah, because if you fundamentally believe you're okay, that you have worth.
You're less afraid to try things because failure doesn't threaten your core sense of self.
Exactly. It's freeing. You're not constantly trying to prove your worth through achievements. So you're more willing to take risks, learn new things, step out there. And that naturally builds confidence in various areas. The fear of failure isn't as paralyzing.
Okay, so let's try to nail this down. The source summarized it like this. Confidence is, I am good.
That's something specific. Yeah, performance focused.
And self-esteem is simply, I am okay. Full stop. Focused on inherent worth.
Yep. Just okay being me.
I also liked how the source avoided, like, ranking them. It wasn't saying one is better. It used that idea of a coordinate system.
Oh yeah, the X and Y axis visual. That was helpful.
So the x-axis is like interacting with the world. Competence, ability. That's confidence.
Right, your external responsiveness.
Yeah.
And the Y axis is your internal state, stability, self-acceptance, worth. That's self-esteem.
And the point was you need both, right? For real flourishing, you need a healthy balance. You need to feel capable of acting and feel fundamentally okay inside.
Exactly. It's about balance on both axes for that kind of self-expansiveness they talked about.
The source then gave these really punchy definitions. Confidence is the energy of action.
What gets you moving?
And self-esteem is the foundation of being, the bedrock.
Beautifully put, isn't it?
Yeah. And the bridge analogy built on that. Confidence is the bridge itself, letting you step out into the world.
And self-esteem is the solid ground you're standing on, the inner knowing that makes you feel safe enough to cross that bridge, even into uncertainty, knowing you'll be okay regardless.
That really clarifies it. And then there was the point about faking it. You can often act confident, right? Put on a brave face.
Oh, definitely. Fake it till you make it often refers to confidence, the outward behavior.
But self-esteem,
Yeah.
you can't really fake that deep feeling of worth, can you?
No, that has to be built, cultivated internally. Through self-acceptance, acknowledging your value, a much deeper, more personal journey.
Which leads to that powerful idea. Real resilience isn't just about being skilled, confidence. It's about having that core acceptance, self-esteem, that holds you steady even when you mess up.
Precisely. Finding courage not just in what you can do, but in accepting yourself even when you can't do it perfectly or when you fail. That's real strength.
And that last image, just to wrap it up visually, confidence is the wave.
Self-esteem is the ocean.
Yeah. The waves are what we see, the ups and downs of confidence based on performance.
But they literally can't exist without the ocean underneath that vast, deep, stable self-esteem providing the foundation. You need the ocean for the waves to happen.
So bringing it all together for you listening, the key takeaway is that confidence is about belief in your ability, what you can do. Self-esteem is about belief in your worth, who you fundamentally are.
Yeah, and maybe take a moment to reflect on that in your own experience. Can you think of times maybe where you've seen high confidence, but perhaps shaky self-esteem underneath, either in yourself or others? What did that look like? How did setbacks hit?
Or conversely, think about how feeling fundamentally okay about yourself, having that solid self-worth, maybe makes you more willing to try new things, to take chances, even if you're not sure you'll succeed immediately.
Does that inner security give you more freedom to just explore and grow without every outcome feeling like a judgment on your entire being?
Maybe consider how focusing a bit more on nurturing that inner ocean, that self-esteem, might actually lead to more resilient, more sustainable waves of confidence in your life.
Because understanding this difference, like our source showed us, it's really just the first step, isn't it? There's so much more to explore in actually building both for a more, fulfilling life.